Here we go. Fuck you mean from my current location? Let me in. Let me in, I'm trying to fuck. Ah, I dare say you might just be the right woman for the job. The guild has urgent need of a capable lancer for a mission beyond our nation's borders. Hear me out, if you will. I've received word from an Ishgardian friend to the effect that he requires our aid. I would have you go and provide that aid. As you may already know, due to her ongoing conflict with the dragons, Ishgard has kept her gates closed for outsiders for some time. The occasional dragoon on patrol duty is about all folks see these days. In spite of her self-imposed isolation, however, the Holy See has never failed to honor her obligations to her allies. It's only fitting that we answer the call and lend what assistance we can. To this end, we offered to dispatch a contingent of wood whalers with all haste, but were politely informed that they would not be welcome, much to our initial confusion. It was later explained that we are dealing with a matter of some sensitivity, best handled by individuals who are capable and trustworthy, yet unbound by allegiance, and who fits that description save adventurers. Secrecy being paramount, I can provide no details as to the nature of the task. All you need to know will be revealed at the rendezvous point. Should you accept the mission, make yourself to the observatorium. A knight by the name of Sir Alberic will receive you upon arrival. Yay, Sir Alberic, my guy. So we're going to Ishgard. So this is like the most... No, that's not true. We're going to learn a shit ton about Ishgard once we start the post Realm Reborn main story quests, but in base game Realm Reborn, before you start that, this is basically the most you learn about Ishgard. Is this area, the things that happen with the fucking Inquisitor, and also the Dragoon shit. That's all you know about Ishgard. It's fucking sealed off, it's fucking cold, they're at war with the dragons for some fucking reason. Anyway. Alberic! Teach me how to poke 'em good. You must be the adventurer of whom Ywain sent word. Greetings and well met. I am Sir Alberic Bale, Knight of Ishgard. The Holy See is much obliged to you for your aid. Time being of the essence, I shall proceed straight to the heart of the matter. The Eye. The Eye, an Ishgardian relic of immeasurable worth, has been stolen. We have reason to believe the culprit has come this way. So it is that we ask your assistance in its recovery. Fuck, this is one of those moments where it's like, you're going back through a long-ass fucking story, right? You're going back through One Piece again, you're going back through, you know, pick your poison. You're going back through a story you haven't read or watched in a long-ass time, all the way back to the beginning, and then you hear something and you're like, fucking really? That early? I don't remember that shit that early. That's the Eye. It is crazy how fucking important this fucking Eye is to the plot of Heaven's Word and a bunch of other crazy shit that happens after. And this is how it's fucking introduced. That's nuts. Oh, that's so crazy. Also, give me just a second. Sorry about that. The eye, an Ishgardian relic of immeasurable worth, has been stolen. We have reason to believe the culprit has come this way. So it is that we ask your assistance in its recovery. Now, the thief has been identified as a man named Estinian, a dragoon sworn to the service of the Holy See. Aye, you heard true. The crime was perpetrated by one of our own. An individual in a position of trust and no little honor. You may be assured that a fate worse than death awaits him upon capture. Now, my duties to the sea afford me little opportunity to travel far beyond the walls of Ishgard. I must confess to a grave ignorance of recent Gridanian affairs. I was told that a sentry by the name of Logadanril, holy shit, that's a name, by the name of Logadanril might have knowledge of routes oft taken by Ishgardian fugitives. I would prefer to keep my identity a secret, and thus would have you gather what information you can from the man. You must act quickly, for you see Estinian is... but I've already said too much. What matters is that we find our thief and the eye with all haste. When last sighted, Estinian was clad in black armor. Now go, and speak not a word of what I've told you to anyone. Ooh, secrets. Yummy, delicious secrets. Logadanril. Why your name, stupid boy?
Oh, routes favored by Ishgardian fugitives.
I don't have like a coffee can or anything. But...
Oh, yeah, routes favored by Ishgardian fugitives? Well, no, that's a question I don't hear every day. You aren't planning some unsavory act yourself, are you? Even if you were, I doubt you'd make it far. Any rate, we've got a few fleeing to the North Shroud. Well, with Gridania being home to nearly as many Elves as Ishgard, it's no easy task to identify outsiders.
You know what? Fair enough.
If you're on the hunt for someone, you could do worse than to visit Florinel Spire in North Shroud. Speak with a man named Idristran. If any suspicious persons have crossed the border in recent days, he'd be the first to know.
Cool, thanks, Buckethead. North, you say? To the north, which is actually south of here. Because... Canada. Wait, what? No, this isn't America. This is Europe. What's north in Europe? Actually, hang on. Carthus is like... Germany. And the Black Shroud is like... Hungary? I don't know. I don't know my European geography. I'm stupid America. Stupid America. Hail, adventurer. Yes, I'm the one tasked with monitoring those who would enter our lands by way of Carthus. What is it banging around? Sorry. Ishgardian knight clad in black armor. No, I recall nothing of the sort. Such a striking visitor would be difficult to forget. My apologies, friend. I can only suggest that you return to Logadanril. See if he has any other theories. I'm not teleporting. I'm just gonna go this way. Because it's right over here. Bum, 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 bum. Do, 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 do. Logadanril.
Oh, no luck, you say? Most curious. Why, it is nigh impossible that a fugitive could make it this far without being espied from Floratil Spire. Which leaves the possibility that your bad's still at Ishgard. That's counter to good sense. Would the fugitive not want to put a distance of grounds between him and his pursuers? But by the process of deduction, it is a possibility. The climes of Ishgard are not kind to drifters and vagabonds. That said, there has been talk of a curious smoke wafting from a cave east of here at night. Were I you, I might begin my search there.
Thanks, Buckethead. My best mount. My favorite mount in the whole game. My favorite mount with my favorite title. Yay. Oh, it's just the Ixali. We were fucking bamboozled again. Oh, it's a Tarok Matron. Why do you have a campfire? Campfire. Oh. That Ishgard would report to sending coin-starved adventurers after me. I know not whether to laugh or feel insulted. Oh shit. The eye. It rouses for another? Preposterous. It's him! It's the Dragon Gay! I love you, Dragon Gay. Our paths shall cross again. You can be sure of it. Goodbye. How did he do that? How the hell did he do that shit? Hey, Alberic, how the fuck did he do that? He just did a fucking Superman off the ground. Like, how did he do that? A dragoon clad in black, you say? Tell me all that transpired. By the fury, that the eye would choose another. I had not thought it possible. In light of recent events, it would seem an explanation is in order. The eye is no ordinary relic. It harbors the power of the dragon, which bestows upon a single chosen soul, the strongest and wisest dragoon. He who is chosen is possessed of the power to fight our mortal foes, the dragons of Dravania, on equal footing, soaring the firmament as if it were an extension of the land. That man is known as the Azure Dragoon. The Azure Dragoon is the light of hope for all Ishgarians, and the paragon of all dragoons. For this reason, you may imagine how it pains me to confess that the man you encountered, the thief, is none other than the Azure Dragoon, and that I was once his teacher. Needless to say, I acknowledge myself accountable for Estinian's misdeeds, and mean to do all in my power to find him and recover the eye, but I cannot do this alone. I require your help, Khorne, you who have received the power of the dragon. You may labor to believe it, but there can be no mistake. The soul of the dragoon I bear glows in your presence, irrefutable proof that you are chosen. What I can ill explain, however, is the why of it. Never before in Ishgard's long history has the eye roused in more than one individual in a single generation. But it avails us not to cudgel our brains about it. The fact of the matter is that you are now a vessel for the power of the dragon. The dragon lies yet in slumber, however, and you must needs possess the means to wake it. The soul of the dragoon. I would entrust you with mine, Khorne. Like... what the fuck was that? Like Estinian, I once ruled the skies as the Azure Dragoon, although that power has since become lost to me. I was simply by force of habit that I have hitherto kept the soul upon my person. I have no inkling as to why the eye has seen fit to choose a second, and an outsider at that. Yet one thing is clear. None can challenge the Azure Dragoon and conceivably prevail save another Azure Dragoon. You are our only hope of bringing Estinian to justice and reclaiming the eye. Of course, I do not ask whether you do this unaided. I may be a dragoon no more, but what knowledge I have I shall gladly impart to you. For indeed, when the time comes that you must face the Azure Dragoon, not less than complete mastery of the power of the dragon will avail you. That a perilous road lies ahead of you I shall not deny. Knowing this, if you would still lend me your lance, I will teach you to harness the power that has chosen you. Go forth, my young dragoon, and rouse the dragon within. I look forward to your return. Bum ba dum. Cool. So this explanation always bothered me, because in the Heavensward Dragoon quest, you find out that there's like 4 or 5 other dragoons, all wearing dragoon armor. And the only thing I can think of is that, like, they're all different generations of dragoon that were once chosen but are no longer. That's the only thing that makes sense to my mind, but I don't actually remember what the explanation is, or if it was satisfying. But this is one of those weird things that, like, 14's usually really consistent about its lore, so maybe I am just misinterpreting how it works or misremembering, but it's strange. It's strange that there's only 2 current acting dragoons when I know for a fact there's like 3 or 4 other ones hanging around. I don't remember what's up with that. Anyway, bam! Dragoon time, baby. I got the power of the dragon. I got tail armor, bro. How am I gonna be a dragoon if I ain't got tail armor? Man, it's a fucking crime there aren't more gear sets with tail armor. It's a fucking goddamn travesty. Anyway, Alberic. It is pleasing to see how readily the dragon stirs within you. You show great potential, Khorne. Potential that may well prove the difference between victory and defeat. Estinian is no ordinary dragoon. Even when set against the legendary Azures of ages past, the man is considered second to none. Such is his prowess, in fact, that the day he was chosen by the Eye, it was proclaimed that Haldrath the Dragon's Eye had been reborn. Haldrath. Do I remember who Haldrath is? He was the first, right? He was like the king of it. My Heavensward lore is very fuzzy. I definitely know that name, but I can't remember why. I think he was like the first king of Ishgard or some shit like that. I don't remember. I mean not to disparage your skills, Khorne, but to pursue Estinian in your current state would be tantamount to suicide. As promised, I shall train you in the way of the dragoon, that you might face Estinian as an equal. Before we commence, however, it is only fitting that you were edified regarding our origins. It all began a millennium past when our forebears resided in the southern plains in humble circumstances. The Fury, impressed by the spirit of our ancestors, decided it was meet that she make them her own. The Fury, that would be Halone, by the way, the goddess that Ishgard worships over the other 11. So did she appear before Haldrath's sire, a man of courage and integrity named Thord. Okay, yeah. Now it's coming back to me. Right, Thordan and Haldrath. Yep. I remember where this is going now. So did she appear before Haldrath's sire, a man of courage and integrity named Thordan, and bade him lead her people to the Promised Land, to what would become the great nation of Ishgard. Sure, that's what happened. Sure, all of the things you're telling me are real. The Fury fucking loves racism and dragon killing and the church. And Haldrath and Thordan are the coolest guys ever. They're so fucking cool. Yep. Sorry, we're getting way ahead of ourselves. Remember, this is my second time going through this, so apologies if I accidentally, inadvertently spoil anything for anyone that's maybe going through this the first time with me. I'll be better in the future. Their journey brought them to a wide chasm. Thereupon Thordan and his people set to building a bridge. It was then that a dark shadow descended upon them. The great worm Nidhogg. Oh shit, Nidhogg name drop in ARR. Hell yeah. Heedless of his own safety, Thordan fearlessly charged at the colossal beast. Alas, he was pushed into the chasm by one of his own, a man seduced by the worm and fell to his death. Damn. Taking up his slain sire's lance, Haldrath hurled himself at Nidhogg, even as tears streamed down his face. The confrontation ended with the young man, his hand guided by Halone, landed a mighty thrust that prized out Nidhogg's eye. With a terrible roar of pain, the great worm took wing and fled, while jubilation reigned below. Ishgard's priceless relic is none other than the eye taken from Nidhogg that day. It is a veritable wellspring of dragon power. Even so removed from its owner, it can exert control over the hearts of men. Haldrath himself felt its malign influence, but his love of justice brooked no corruption, and he prevailed over the power, claiming it for his own. And so it was that the first Azure Dragoon was born. Being derived from our foe, the power of the dragon is a thing to be loathed. But, as Haldrath proved to us all, so long as our hearts burn with justice, we need not fear being taken in its thrall. But what is justice precisely? Well, justice assumes many shapes and forms, Khorne, and none can say that one is greater than another. So long as you hold fast to your beliefs and stay true to yourself, you leave no room for the dragon, of the power of the dragon to master you. But enough of history. Let us return our attention to the present. A knight by the name of Sir Brucemont will see to the next stage of your training. Seek him out at Witch Drop. Fucking Witch Drop is so fucking nefarious. Fuck. Every time I hear the name Witch Drop, I'm constantly reminded of, like, I mean, we've been through the Inquisition at this point, right? Y'all remember me playing through ARR and doing the fucking fake Inquisitor shit and the Witch Drop. It's so fucking evil, dude. Fucking Witch Drop. Get out of here. Oh no, he's down there. However will I get there? I didn't take fall damage!
Holy shit, I didn't take fall damage.
Well, that's interesting. I did not know that about that button. You can backflip off a cliff and not take fall damage. As long as it's a real cliff and not the edge of the arena. That's very curious. Maybe that's why Dragoons like doing it so much. They're like, ooh, it was safe that one time. And then it wasn't safe when it mattered. Hey, Brucey. So, the adventurer seeks to become a Dragoon. Sir Alberic speaks of legends and chosen ones, but I would see you prove yourself in a more practical fashion. With your lance. Defend yourself. Death gaze. Oh, what the fuck? How long have I had that button? How long is the Dragoon... Oh, hang on. I have not played Dragoon properly since, like, Shadowbringers. When did that happen? What the fuck? The get-in is no longer a damage get-in. It's a Neum get-in. Like, I still have the get-in fire attack, but that's... Why would they get rid of that? That's so weird. Sorry. I'm getting distracted by old information that everybody knew already. Yeah, you have some skill, I'll give you that. And the glow of your soul crystal. Perhaps Sir Alberic was not wrong about you after all. Now return to him. Your training here is complete. Okay, thanks, guy. See, why does that guy know how to train a Dragoon when there should, in theory, only be one active Dragoon? That don't make no sense to me. Yeah, but whatever. What the heck ever. Bum ba-dum ba-dum da. Bum ba-dum ba-dum da. Ride with me, Ixion. Ride with me to a better tomorrow, where I can do cool jumps and... God, it is so weird to me that this is a swoosh right in there and not a proper jump anymore. It's so fucking weird. The soul of the dragon grows ever stronger within you, Korn. Clearly your trial was a rousing success. I need only observe your crystal to know as much. Yes, though you've only just begun to walk the path of the Dragoon, it's clear you possess the talent to become Estinian's equal. Now go forth and make the powers you have obtained your own, and when the time is right, we shall proceed with your training. Cool. Dum da dum dum. Your inner dragon grows stronger. You learned backflip off a cliff. Awesome. You grow ever stronger, and I speak of more than just the flesh. You are slowly but surely realizing your potential as an Azure Dragoon. It is heartening to look upon, though I must confess that my presiding feeling is one of relief. You must understand, the mere thought that the eye would choose an outsider, one who ill comprehends the threat posed by the dragons, fills me with the gravest of misgivings. Yet you have... but I shall say no more. lest flattery impede your improvement. Now, during your last session, I enlightened you regarding the origins of dragoons. You will recall how Haldreth heroically triumphed over the great worm Nidhogg, and Ishgard came into possession of the Eye. Tell me, Korn, do you believe that these events truly transpired? Are you inclined to think them fairy tales? I ask you this because few folk have seen dragons in the flesh besides we Ishgardians, and most would as soon dismiss them as products of the imagination. Alas, dragons are no less real than you and I, with Nidhogg perhaps the most real of all. In the course of its history, Ishgard has suffered the creature's wrath on 8 separate occasions. Each time the great worm rouses, the blood of countless Ishgardians is spilled. Let us revisit the past once more, Korn. This time is 20 summers past, in the place Dravania. After a century in slumber, Nidhogg awakened once more to resume his reign of terror. Entire villages were razed to the ground, and their inhabitants reduced to smoldering ash. Sensing the great worm's unbridled rage, others of his kind began to rouse, and in such numbers as to blot out the sun with their wings. A deep, foreboding darkness swept over Ishgard. Raging infernos painting the belly of the sky in angry red. The agonized screams of innocence fading into deathly silence. In my station as the Azure Dragoon, I was there through it all, bore witness to all the horrors. But there was no time to offer even a silent prayer. Nidhogg lingered in one place only long enough to lay it to waste, and when he took wing, so too did I pursue him, a man possessed. The game of cat and mouse continued for what seemed an eternity, before I found myself face to face with the great worm. The battle unfolded in a tiny settlement on the edge of Karthus, raging on for 3 days and 3 nights with neither side able to gain a decisive advantage. Remaining on my feet by sheer force of will, I realized that it must end now, else it shouldn't end well. Marshalling my last ounce of strength, I wagered all on a single thrust. My lance struck home, burying deep in the ruin of my opponent's empty eye socket. Yet before I could withdraw my weapon, the worm lashed out wildly in its agony, dealing a blow that left me sprawled upon the scorched earth, nigh insensate. In that instant, I thought myself surely doomed. But Halone was not finished with me. Having lost the taste for battle, Nidhogg let loose a blood-curdling roar before fleeing to the sky. The battle was over. While I did not perish from my injuries, they rendered my body unfit to bear the power of the dragoon, and I was Azure Dragoon no more. Lying bedridden, my thoughts wandered to all the innocent lives that had been lost, and the people that I failed to protect. That last conflict with the dragons of Dravania left countless orphans in its wake. Estinian is one of them, and the sole survival of Ferndale, the final village to suffer Nidhogg's wrath. With none left to care for him, I did the only thing I could. I took Estinian as mine own son, instructing him in the way of the dragoon when he was of an age to learn. Yet I would not have you think me noble. My actions were born not of compassion but of guilt, my guilt at having failed him. But alas, I have also failed him as a father. For what manner of man did I bring him up to be? A thief who would endanger the life of every one of his countrymen? You've heard me right. All of Ishgard may suffer for his crime. Though we know less of the minds of the dragons, it is conceivable that the disturbance surrounding Isolde and I will rouse Nidhogg to awaken once more. That his kin have already stirred from their slumber serves as fair warning of that. Time is not on our side. Fortunately, it would seem you are more than ready to embark on your next trial. Make your way to Witchdrop, where the knight Histian awaits your arrival. My nation is depending on you, Korn. Damn, alright. Fucking low stakes, alright. The fate of the whole country of Rome is on your shoulders, little Korn. But I'm new at this. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I just picked up a spear today. Yes, but it's still all on you, bro. Oh. Oh. Into the hole I go. Histian. You're the one who would aspire to be Azure Dragoon. Why, you're not even a Vishgard. If you truly possess the power that Sir Elberich sees in you, then prove it to me with your lance. On guard. Okay. Oh fuck, which one? How do I start the AoE? Okay, that's the one. Yeah, there we go. Man. I was not kidding y'all when I said I was rusty with fucking Dragoon. Wow, that's strength. I've not seen its like since Astinian himself stood before me. Mayhaps Sir Alberg has the right of it after all. Return and show your crystal to him. I have no doubt he'll be pleased. Damn, okay. I guess they're not Dragoons, they're just normal knights that have been tasked with the training, the upbringing of the Dragoon as foretold in the scrolls or whatever. As Seele has foretold in the Dead Sea Scrolls, this is how a Dragoon is made. Oh shit. Everybody shut up, it's wild freaks. Okay, it's okay. You've passed yet another trial with flying colors, Korn. The day when you may stand before Stenian as an equal is not far off. And when that day comes, the Eye will choose you over the traitor. I have no doubt of this. But we must be patient still. For now, you must continue your training. What's going on over there? Actually, I don't care. When you can do no more on your own, seek me out once more. Okay, but the quest says it's time right now. Your inner dragon grows stronger. Doom Spike. AoE number 1. What the fuck is this button, by the way? Wormwind Thrust. I do not recognize that button. I don't even know what it do. I don't remember how to play Dragoon anymore. Impeccable timing, Korn. A message arrived from Astinian but moments ago, much to my astonishment. He would trade words with us and bids us meet him at Boulder Downs. As to his true intentions, I cannot say. It may well be a trap, but we must go nonetheless. I trust I can count upon your company. Let's go. Everybody shut up, it's Theme of Sophia. Scales, mommy. She gonna fucking knock us off of the fucking weight of... the weight of like 3 yellows or whatever that mechanic was. I don't remember. God, I forget how fucking red this shit is. And this like reskin. This like updated style. Holy shit. There he is. The boy. Actually, no, he's not the boy. He's the Dragon Gate. The boy is somewhere else. Greetings, Master. It has been too long. Astinian, in this folly at once... You must know that each second the Eye passes outside Ishgard's walls bring us closer to a repeat of the tragedy of 20 summers past. Surrender yourself in the Eye and return with me to Ishgard before it's too late. Ah, but it is already too late, Master. For you see, Nidhogg has already awakened. What? Hear me, Master. You have mistaken the cause of the dragon's return. The Eye is not to blame. A premonition came to me by virtue of the dragon within, warning me that the great worm would soon rouse. Even as he slumbered, Nidhogg seethed with irrepressible rancor for that wound of 20 years ago. That rancor will send him flying as a speeding arrow to Ishgard, whereupon death and devastation will ensue. But there is a possible solution. Were the Eye taken to a remote land far from the Holy See, then, and only then, could destruction be averted and the lives of innocent Ishgardians be spared. You mean to make a bait of yourself? Nay, there is more to this than you let on. You seek vengeance for Ferndale. To me, the two are one and the same. You know my past better than anyone else. It was for no other reason than to avenge my family that I became a Dragoon. Dragons long outlive men and do not soon forget the wrongs done them. What grudge they harbor burns as a fire in their hearts, over time swelling into an unquenchable inferno. You need only look back on history to see that Nidhogg grows stronger with each awakening. When last he darkened our skies, the great worm came within a hair's breadth of laying west to Ishgard. Not short of death will prevent him from completing his mission when next he wakes. Nidhogg took everything from me, and now I shall take everything from him, even if it means my life. The eye works in ways men can ill comprehend, but this much is plain. In choosing 2 Azure Dragoons in one generation, it means for us to join together in common cause. Adventurer, you have heard my resolution. Now I ask that you lend me your power. I, the power of the dragon. The long and proud history of Ishgard, never before have 2 Azure Dragoons risen in the same era to fight as one. This is our best, nay, our only, choice to send the Great Worm to eternal slumber. Behold my armor. This is the Draken Mail, forged in the lifeblood of dragons. As blood calls to blood, so too does the armor call to the dragon within, redoubling the wearer's strength thereby. If you would realize your potential as an Azure Dragoon, you must needs clad yourself in the same. Clad so, you will inherit the technique passed from Azure Dragoon to Azure Dragoon down through the generations. Then, and only then, will your training be complete. But first, you must win the Draken Mail as I and Sir Albrecht did before you, by proving yourself worthy in the ultimate trial of the Azure. A series of battles so harrowing as to send the unworthy to an early demise. Master, once the adventurer acquires the armor, pray see to it that she learns to harness the power of the dragon in full. Estinian, wait! Save your worries. I do not mean to make myself easy prey for dragons. I take my leave of you. He's so fucking cool, bros! Look at how fucking cool he is. Fucking love this himbo. Where am I going? I constantly forget that I have this golden Magitech Walker Boy. I think it's a newer one that I got. Not newer, but more recent. That's what I mean to say. I think it's been around since fucking forever ago. I just haven't been able to get it until recently for one reason or another. I don't actually remember how you acquire this thing. Estinian. Forgive me, I was deep in thought. Now then, as to acquiring the armor of which Estinian spoke. At first it was my intention to bequeath mine own armor to you. I am an Azure Dragoon no longer, and its powers are wasted on me. It would be simple enough to hand it over to you and complete your training right here and now. But it is as Estinian said. The dragon armor is no ordinary set of mail. Its strength derives from the dragon blood whence it came, the blood's power resonating with the soul of the wearer. Though I can no longer draw upon mine own armor's power, its bond to me was forged years ago. Were I to bestow it upon you now, I fear it would offer but a scintilla of the protection it afforded me in those bygone days. Aye, Estinian has the right of it. You must claim your armor as he and I did before you. You must complete the trials of the Azure, that the powers of dragon blood be yours and yours alone. The ogre's belly will be where your final test begins. I shall dispatch Sir Brucemont there. Seek him out upon your arrival. Cool. Everybody shut up, it's Wild Freaks time. PS2 Bird. I love you, PS2 Bird. Hey, Brucey. Well, you've grown strong since we last met, adventurer, but you pale in comparison with your forebears. If you would prove me wrong, let your lance do the talking. Swordsman. Oh my god! That's not what I was expecting when I read the name. Holy moly. Once again, adventure, you prove yourself worthy beyond my expectations. Take this, but know that your trial's only just begun. Your next challenge lies in the chamber beyond. Sir Histian awaits you there. Okay. Pants acquired. Speaking of Thornton, I mean, what? Shut up about that. You, a foreigner, would don the dragon armor? Then prove to us that you will not do it dishonor. Oops. Get off the screen. Where am I? Who? Oh. Hey, I did it. Sir Alberic said the eye had chosen you, and it would appear he speaks true. The armor is yours. Wear it with pride and honor. Your trial is not complete, but be forewarned. Many before you have made it this far, only to fail at the final challenge. Do not let overconfidence be your downfall. Thanks. I'll try my best. Cactuar. Brucey, again. So, you made it this far. Very well. Prove yourself worthy of the Azure, or die in the effort. Wow, you have demonstrated your powers to me beyond a doubt. Aye, there's not an Asgardian who would gainsay your right to don the armor of dragons. I shall send word ahead to Sir Alberic that you've passed your trials here. It's he who will present you with the fourth piece of armor and consummate your training. Now go, my fellow dragoon. Deliver this land from the Great Worm's wrath. See, he said fellow dragoon. Is he also a dragoon? Is he an ex-dragoon from like a generation prior? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Feathers are not... the iron weighs more than the feathers because, you see, the feathers are feathers and the iron is iron. Yes, but they both weigh a kilo. But the feathers are feathers and the iron is iron. It's metal. I don't get it. That's an old ass meme. That's a dinosaur boomer meme for dinosaur boomers like me. I get to call myself that in a few months. I'm almost 30. Ow, my bones. I hear from Sir Brucemont that you performed most impressively. Yes, I stand more convinced than ever that you will be the one to save our land. Yet be warned, Korn. One last trial awaits you. You will face this trial not in the presence not of knights, but of ghosts. Make your way towards the steel vigil and seek out a gravestone north and west of the structure. Take with you this flute. When you reach your destination, blow a single strong note. A visitor shall soon arrive. Entertain your guest, and should he leave behind a present, return it here to me. Cool. Fucking cool and weird. I don't remember this bit at all. A great... Also, good quest name, Double Dragoon. Thanks, Koji. Are we going where I think we're going? We're New Game Plusing it right now, so surely... Oh, those guys are having a party. Look at them go. They're fucking... Yo. Hey, don't look that way. Don't look in that direction. Do not look in that direction. Dum-de-dum, dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum. Destination. Yeah, it's the destination of our quest. That's here with great wine. You're dead. La-di-da. You didn't see that. You didn't see that. That was not for you. That was for me. What was this quest, by the way? This is 45. Okay, we're actually almost done. I don't know why, but I was thinking we were still in the 40s, but we're on 45 now. And this is gonna be 50 up next, I'm thinking. Yippee. Kamataya, yippee 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 Kamataya, yippee yippee. Zappity zap zap. Hey Albie, I did it. I did the thing. Well, your presence before me indicates you've seen to the visitor. Have you aught to show for your deeds? Drago, Flute, and Horde Skull. Ah, the Skull of Greywine. Old warrior of the Dravanian Horde. It said that in ages past he could bring down a castle with a single breath. His strength has dwindled since those days, but a dragon past his prime is a formidable foe nonetheless. In slaying him, you have proven yourself worthy of this. You now possess 4 pieces of the armor that Estinian, myself, and our forebears did wear. While you doubtless wonder about the 5th, I can tell you that it is not mine to give. Fear not, however, your triumphs in the trials against the dragon of the Horde give evidence that the dragon blood now resonates with yours. Yes, you stand before me as prepared for your ultimate challenge as any could be. And yet, before we proceed, I would hear from your own lips. The Great Worm's power is the stuff of legends. Have you truly resolved to fight this battle? To risk your own life to deliver a foreign land from the clutches of its ancient foe? When you are certain that your mind is settled, return and speak to me. Yeah, this is a big ask, little bro. Fucking save my country. I can't even go in your country. I'm a fucking illegal. And you're fucking Donald J. Orange. Yeah, but save us anyway? Fatal seduction. So you would join your strength to Asinians, that Ishgard might be free from the rage of the Great Worm forevermore. Then I shall honor my promise. You shall have full use of her powers by the time we are done. Before we begin, there is something I must needs confess. You will recall the tale of my battle with Nidhogg 20 years past, and how the power of the dragon left me on account of the injuries I sustained. What I said was an untruth. The power did not abandon me, Khorne. It was I who abandoned it. Being derived from our mortal enemies, the power of the Azure Dragoon is a double-edged sword. Even as it lends us the strength we need to smite dragons, it heightens our communion with the creatures, rendering our minds more susceptible to their seduction than ordinary men. Even as I buried my lance in Nidhogg's flesh, our gazes locked, and mine eyes met then with a look that would fair impale a man. In that instant, I found myself assailed by a torrent of emotions not mine own. Sorrow, rancor, pity. They threatened to drown the man in me and leave behind a dragon. Fearing that I might turn traitor, I chose to purge myself of the power that the eye had bestowed upon me. Thus regaining lucidity, I was able to rout the grievously wounded Nidhogg. That's actually very important to know about dragon shit. But we'll talk about it more when we start actually trying to get to Heavensward, but that's actually some really cool thing to learn super early compared to when it's actually relevant. Alas, countless of his brethren yet remained. As if to mock me, they fell upon Ferndale with a vengeance. Bereft of my power, it was all I could do to save but one child. Nary a soul knows this, nay, not even Estinian, but I can keep him in the dark no longer. At our last meeting, Estinian said that protecting Ishgard and exacting revenge on Nidhogg is one to him. That frame of mind, I fear, may well lead to his demise. The desire to protect and the desire to avenge are opposing forces that can ill be reconciled. Worse, the latter serves only to cloud his sense of self. When next Estinian and I meet, I intend to confess it all, though it means the loss of his good opinion. The outcome of the coming battle and his very life may well depend on his readiness to relinquish his powers. Never allow yourself to forget the origin of your strength. Ever does the dragon lurk behind your eyes, biding its time, ready to claim you for its own. Such a fucking bar, dude. Aught less than complete conviction, and you will find yourself in its vice-like clutches. So, forewarned, let us return to our present endeavor. My promise to Asinian was that I would impart unto you the technique that will mark you as a true Azure Dragoon. If you would know the truth, however, this knowledge is not within my power to bestow. No, you must claim the technique much as you claim the fourth piece of armor that you bear, by proving yourself in battle with dragons whose power you would unite with your own. I entrust you this flute once more. Take it to the southwest of Providence Point and blow a single note. By locking wells with your adversary and prevailing, you will prove yourself worthy to champion the cause to which your lance is sworn. The dragon within you shall then awaken. Southwest of Providence Point, which I'm assuming is to the north. Otherwise, why would you have me? Yeah, okay. He said southwest, and then the map said north. So I was very confused for a little bit. On account of I'm stupid. Yeah. Oh, here we are. He said one note, not two. Also, that wasn't a flute, that was a whistle. That was just a normal, generic whistle. Anyway, die. The dragon within stirs, resonating with the soul of the dragoon. Ooh. Yummy, yummy. Hey, look at me, I'm Darth Maul in the Clone Wars. Nah, just kidding, you can actually see my feet, so the bit doesn't work this time. It is good to see you've safely returned. I take from your bearing that the engagement went favorably. Flute. You left this place as a woman, Korn, but you return as a dragon. There's no more for me to teach you. From here, your battle is yours and yours alone. Now, you might recall me saying that the fifth and final piece of the dragon armor was not mine to give. However, that is not wholly true. I could guide you in the direction of that which you seek. That said, I yet have reservations. The sheer power of the dragon housed within is such that a great many of your Azure forebears, myself among them, have proven hopelessly incapable of wielding it. But I do not doubt what I see. Within you has awakened a strength that forever eluded the likes of me. If you are not worthy of wearing the armor, then I know none who are. Remember my warning to you, Korn, and heed it well. Nidhogg is a lord among his kind. Aught less than complete conviction, and you will surely fall under his thrall. Before you can master your foe, you must needs master yourself. Hone your lance arm till it can bear no further honing, and then present yourself to me. When the time has come, I will tell you what you need to know. I look forward to our next meeting, my young dragoon. Aww. Your inner dragon grows stronger. I learned a button that didn't exist back then. That's okay. Ah, Korn. An urgent message arrived from Astinian in your absence. He bids you come at once to the Steel Vigil. It would seem Nidhogg is on the move, and rather sooner than we had anticipated. It appears you have not yet fully become master of the dragon within you, yet we are racing against time. I fear we have no choice but to do battle to the best of your current abilities, and without the dragon mail I promise. Now let us away. Astinian must know the truth of Ferndale, lest he fall for the Great Worm's seduction. Let's go. This way. Oh shit, everybody shut up. It's FF4 music. It's the best FF4 song. Sorry. Oh fuck, I got flip turned upside down. I was headbanging too hard. Also too hard considering it's fucking 1:30 in the AM. Jesus. Oh, yeah, I shouldn't have did that. Oh, fuck. Oh, okay. I think I'm good. That's a fun way of doing it. More missions should do it that way. Instead of just having a big, stupid, glowing pillar of light, just seal off a fucking arena in the overworld. And when you cross the threshold, duty time. That's the way it ought to be, I think. Hey, Estanian. Alberic, I have waited long for this day. You who fancy yourself an Azure Dragoon, the man whose cause you have taken for your own as a coward. He relinquished the power of the dragon of his own volition and watched as Ferndale burned. Do you not think it was ironic that I was chosen as your Dragoon? I, an orphan who is not of value to protect an Ishgard. I suppose I must give thanks, for it was the eye that revealed to me the truth, a truth so damning as to undo a lifetime of trust. I loved you as a father, but I can ill forgive you for Ferndale. As I understand it, you've kept even the Archbishop in the dark regarding the missing eye. Do you mean to take your shame to your grave? Damn, he didn't tell the Pope? That's crazy. The Pope fucking knows everything. Well, the Pope's... We'll talk about the Pope later. But I waste my breath. Prepare yourself, old man, for I shall lay to waste all the things you hold dear. Once I'm finished with you, I shall do not what no Azure Dragoon has succeeded in doing. I shall claim Nidhogg's head. Calm yourself, Estinian. Your rage renders you vulnerable to the dragon's influence. Yeah, what he said. Corn. In you, I thought I had found kindred, someone besides whom I could fight in the great room. It is with a heavy heart that I relinquish that dream. Your affection for this coward has rendered you deaf to your own destiny. Very well. That we would one day cross lances was inevitable from the moment of our first meeting. As we shall now find out who is the Eye's true chosen, there can be only one. Aw, shit. He's so cool, I don't want to fight Estinian Wormblood. Get ready to see the name Estinian Wormblood a lot, by the way. Also, I learned his last name for the first time last night opening that fucking Y'shtola commander deck in Magic. I don't fucking remember what it was, only that it was something really fucking stupid. Also, are you dead yet? I did it. Good job, idiot. Feeble. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, this is Nidhogg? Hang on. Oh, fuck, I wasn't prepared to do Nidhogg tonight. Oh, shit, hang on. Feeble creature, dost thou desire power? Eh? Who the fuck said that shit? Look to thine anger and to thine hatred. It is there that thou shalt find it. O mighty Nidhogg, Lord of Dragons. Oh shit. Grant unto me thy blood, that I might be granted the claws and fangs wherewith to rend thine enemies. Ah, shit, he got mine. Holy shit. Yo, this is happening. We're seeing some crazy shit that's gonna make sense later, I promise. What the fuck? Corn, this is impossible. It cannot be. Why are you an elf man now? Did you Fantasia when I was in... Oh. Huh. What happened? Forgive me, Estinian. I failed you once again. I'm fine, Corn. Somewhat shaken, but otherwise whole of body. Suffice it to say, I have much to reflect upon. Let us return to the observatorium. Okay. The soul of the dragoon shines with unbound radiance. Hell yeah. Love that for me. Okay, well, you could have taken me there. I fucking forgot about this little cutie. Who's a cute little manatee, cute little fluffer muffin, I completely fucking forgot about you. What does this button do? Oh, he does a trick! Aw. He's so cool. Do it again. Yeah! What a cool guy. I don't think I've ever ridden this mount before. If I have, it was when I was like brain off and doing some farming or whatever. Bum 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 bum. I gotta say, the generic mount music gets worse each time there's a new one. Like the original generic mount music from Realm Reborn, fucking baller. The generic mount music from Heavensward, not that great. Generic mount music from Endwalker, oh fucking get out of my ears. I fucking hate you. But that's just me. I'm sure a lot of you feel differently. When the being of darkness closed upon us, you appeared to me, the spitting image of Haldrath the Dragon's Eye, just as he is depicted in the Holy Scriptures. I thought that mayhap the years had taken their toll on my mind, but behold, the soul of the dragoon shines as it never did in all the years I bore it. It would seem that you have achieved that which was thought impossible. You have awakened the ability that none but the first Azure Dragoon possessed. Truly, a momentous achievement. I can still scarce believe that you were able to summon the selfsame Drakenmail worn by Haldrath. To think that it had been sealed within the Soul Crystal all this time. I've borne witness to many and more wonders over the years, yet none compares to you, my young dragoon. Could it be that you are? Mark not my mutterings. I'm certain that it was your indomitable sense of justice that resonated with the spirit of the first Azure Dragoon, prompting him to bestow the armor upon you. Yeah, that's doubtless what happened. As the being of darkness faded, so too did Nidhogg's aura subside. And now his kind have ceased their stirring. Whether this was compelled by your awakening, I cannot say. I suspect we will learn the truth of it eventually. Estinian, my dear boy, whatever becomes of him, he will ever be as a son to me. I pray that he is somewhere out there still, and that he has not wholly forgotten the great man he once was. When that darkness brushed against me, the selfsame torrent of emotions swept over me as those I experienced 20 summers past. But there was something else besides. There was a voice, and it lamented the rift that divides dragon and men. You will come to comprehend what I speak in due time. Until then, Corn, I pray that you will ever use your newfound strength in the name of justice. Okay. I guess I'll do that. Maybe it's the haircut. I don't know. This mask is not sitting as well on my face as it always had in the past, and I wonder if it's because my haircutness that I have right now isn't flattering to it. I don't know. Anyway, that was Dragoon. That was a Realm Reborn Dragoon quest. We have done all the jobs in Gridania. I no longer want to work in Gridania. Next time we play 14... next time we play 14, it's gonna be Black Mage quest, because Black Mage is the only job I actively hate playing in this game. I don't get it. I don't like it. I mean, I get it in theory, but there's so many buttons that are just... Black Mage, next time on 14. And then Paladin, and then Monk, and then we go to Limsa. And then we'll be done with job quests in A Realm Reborn. We can move on to the more interesting side content before we move on to the main story again and try to get to Heavensward. Also, so it's not on the schedule, but I want you all to expect that Sunday I'm probably going to do a Wind Waker stream at like 1 a.m. I think the likelihood of that happening is extremely high. It's not 100%, but... Why did I see a shark flying by me? Anyway, but yeah, that's going to be all of 14 tonight. I hope you all had a good time. Thank you all for coming by. Y'all could have been anywhere else in the world. Y'all chose to spend some of y'all's time with me, and I appreciate it. I got the hiccups now. What the fuck? I appreciate y'all for that. Take care of yourselves. Be good to one another. Be kind. And peace out. Love y'all. Bye.